Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a zodiac reading for the sign of Gemini. We're looking into what's going on in this connection between you and your person, mostly about them. I'm going to do a quick little layout or whatever up here just to kind of get a sense of where the connection is at currently. And then I'm going to move down into their thoughts, feelings, and intentions. I'm going to get a message from their higher self and also just messages from them to you at the end. So let's look into it. So we have this Aurum Gold card, which I just got my Aries reading as well. So that's interesting. I'm kind of getting a different vibe here. Also, the song that I shuffled for you guys was Doing It by LL Cool J. So, all right, get it. Also, it's interesting though with that song because obviously it's about doing the nasty, but we got this red and white rose card, and it's that was on the bottom of the deck of this deck, and honestly I think it was in the Aries reading too. It's so weird. And I actually I shuffled these and I did other readings since then, but it's what was I going to say? I saw this when I cut the deck and then it really did come out. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, whatever. This red and white rose card, what I was saying, it can represent the snake. It can represent Kundalini energy. It's about the body versus spirituality basically, and kind of how to meld the two together. And it was saying that when you do that, it's not like the red and the white come together and make pink. It's each color remains vibrant in and of itself, whatever it's supposed to be, and they just kind of they don't blend together, but they are together, but they're separate. Anyway, so I think that's cool. And that we kind of had a Kundalini, all about the body and stuff. And we have all this red energy here, and I'm noticing a lot of fiery colors here. So I feel your person, or at least this is about what's between the two of you right now, I feel there is this sort of vitality, this really fiery urge to sort of feel each other in a physical way, whether that's actually doing it and what's in that song, or it's just just being able to see the other person, touch them, be in their essence, be in their energy. So let's get more to get deeper into this. So I'm gonna do your person here and you here. So what is your person feeling for you right now, Gemini? What is their overall vibe towards you? We have secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. Okay, and then for you guys, how are you feeling about your person right now, Gemini? And this is really for a no contact situation. For you, you have balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Okay, and then on the bottom of the deck, we have sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. I'm going to get one of these each for you guys too. I'm just turn these because they're different meanings on the upside down. All right, so what is your person feeling for you, Gemini? We have Saturn, the maturity that brings caution regarding limits imposed. Okay. And for you guys, how are you feeling towards your person? We have Capricorn, dedication to achieve, focusing on resulting from the rules imposed. And interesting. So there is a lot of restriction here because Capricorn and Saturn, that's the same energy basically. But look, on the bottom of the deck we have Venus. Cherish, enjoy, charm, art, and beauty are the way to. So it's I feel you're both being very trying to be very disciplined. Your person has limits imposing, you have rules. It's you're following some sort of a rule. But we have this Venus energy on the bottom of the deck. So it's at least for you guys, it's I feel you really want to oh, balance. Yeah, balance with these two. It's I feel you're trying to almost stop yourself from maybe giving into this loving energy so much, because you maybe feel it's not the right, you might scare your person off or something. With balance, it's I I feel like you're trying to kind of keep yourself balanced, and maybe you have a tendency to sort of like overdo or overindulge or something like that. So it's like you're trying to sort of place some sort of rules that you're following, like maybe like, okay, like I'm not gonna, just as an example, like I'm not gonna text this person unless they text me first, like, you know, even though it's like I feel like you want to with the Venus energy. Good times, ask them to hang out, pleasure from, I mean, we had that whole like song, the Doing It song, so it's like maybe you're like wanting to like have some time with your person, but it's like you feel that it's best to sort of like not right now or for whatever reason, or at least until maybe they come forward and like kind of get like stop, because your person, caution, limits, it's like maybe you sense obviously that they're sort of like, but okay, like with your, you sense, let me just finish my thoughts, I'm so sorry, you sense that they're like holding back or whatever, or like they just are, and you can see that. But I'm noticing with this, it's like your person, it's more of like, you see how these two heads are like, sorry, I need to get my nails done, don't look. But you see how these two heads are kind of like facing away from each other. It's like more of a stressed vibe. Here, it's like the two sides are kind of like working in tandem. So I feel like you are having a little bit more balance. I feel like your person's almost like fighting themselves, if that makes sense. But it is a similar energy, just kind of being expressed in different ways. So, okay, let me also get your advice cards just to see what you guys are like learning and stuff like that. Like what advice would each of you get just like in general? For your oh, that's two. What advice would Gemini's person most need right now? Like a lot, apparently. Maybe they're like going through a rough time. What advice would Gemini's person most need right now? Okay, I feel like that one. Focus less on how others feel about you and focus on how you feel about yourself. And then we have this like the maturity that brings caution, limits. So maybe they're trying to like make better decisions. They're trying to focus just on themselves, and that's why they're sort of restricting themselves from you, because they feel like this is like necessary. Yeah, keep the promises you make to yourself. I feel like they're trying to cultivate some sort of like maybe discipline or something for themselves. I'm not necessarily getting that they're trying to like not feel for you or anything like that. I feel like they do have their feelings, but it's almost like they feel like they have to be a little bit mature right now and like handle their business, and before they can kind of like have something real with you here or something. I'm just gonna move this for a second. And what about for you guys? What are you? Okay, we have start listening to your own conscience instead of the news. And again, I feel like you're really, I'm sorry, I have to like fix this. I feel like you're somebody that it's really not that difficult for you to sort of like, do that, to sort of like have your own opinions, have your own mind. Like I was saying, like you're not fighting, you're very sure of what you're doing. Even if you are holding back, you feel like it's necessary, and you're kind of just like more go with the flow. I feel like, even though this is Capricorn energy, which isn't something that I would necessarily like categorize as like a go with the flow energy, but well, we had the Venus energy too, so it's like you have a pretty good balance of those two energies. So like, okay, so to sum up, I would say that with this Aurum gold card being in the middle, that it's almost like you're both recognizing the beauty of this connection in a more inner way, but it's like you're pulling back from it a little bit in order to keep yourselves balanced, responsible, like disciplined, and like, but in your own ways for each of you, not really regarding this connection. I feel like this is something where like we have this special like knowing, but we're like doing our own things. Like definitely they're not maybe letting you know about their feelings. So if you've like suspected that they've kind of been keeping that a secret, I feel like Spirit's coming through to confirm that like, yes, like you're right, like this person is, and I think they have a lot of like respect for you, and it's almost like secret admirer. I'm just seeing the word admire. I feel like they do admire you, and almost want to like get on your level or something. Or on a level that they feel you would respect, even if it has nothing to do with like your level. Like it's just they want to get on a level where they feel good about themselves. So then they don't really care about what other people feel about them. And maybe that's something that you do well. Like, you listen to your own conscience. It says instead of the news, but like it's more about just like doing what you need to do for yourself without worrying about what other people think. I feel like this person, it's difficult for them to not worry about what other people are like thinking or saying about them. So they're kind of trying to like build themselves up, so like they're like feeling right with themselves, so they don't care anymore what people think. Does that make sense? So I feel like this is like important work for them to do. They're trying to like build up their own value within themselves in like a way where they have like integrity and things like that. I'm not necessarily getting, although Saturn can talk about money, and maybe that is tied together for this person, where like if they're doing well financially, they just feel more secure, but if they're not, it kind of affects their value. And I feel like they're kind of trying to build up that integrity, so even if times are tough or they're going through a rough patch, like they still have that integrity and they're still like feeling good. So okay, let's move on to like how they're thinking, feeling, and what their intentions are towards you. So let's get this deck. So what is Gemini's person thinking about Gemini? We have peace. Okay. And what is Gemini's person feeling about Gemini? Imagine. And what are their intentions? All right, so those two. What is Gemini's person's intention? That's two also. What are Gemini's person's intentions towards Gemini? We have a yang, number one. Interesting. Okay, and then fork in the road on the bottom of the deck. And let's grab some of these just to clarify. Okay. What is Gemini's person thinking about Gemini? Disruption. Interesting. Disruption and peace. Okay. And what is Gemini's person feeling towards Gemini? We have triumphant success. Ace of Swords. This is the Tower also, by the way. And what are their intentions? Solar plexus chakra and yang energy. Very, very interesting. Okay, and then we have the Star card on the bottom of the deck. So let me just grab these two. I'm so sorry. And then this is it, and we'll talk. You can fast forward. It'll probably take me like a minute or two. Clarify this. What are their thoughts, energy? What are Gemini's person's thoughts? We have the Magician. Interesting, because what was reminding me of the Magician? This yang energy. What is Gemini's person thinking about Gemini right now? Oh. What is Gemini's person thinking? What are their thoughts about Gemini? It's too many. What are Gemini's person's thoughts about Gemini? It's too many. All right, I think I have to shuffle these quick. And oh, the Empress. Okay. And then what are their feelings? What are Gemini's person's feelings towards Gemini? Oh my gosh, this deck is like being annoying today. What are Gemini's person's feelings for Gemini? Okay, we got two. The Emperor, oh, cute. And the Six of Cups. Okay, and then, oh, look at them right next to each other, looking at each other. How cute is that? And then their intentions. What are Gemini's person's intentions? We have the High Priestess and, whoa, and the, oh, we don't have anything yet. Wait, what are Gemini's person's intentions? The Knight of Pentacles. Always good for intentions. That's like always like a card I want to see. We have the Hanged Man underneath the deck. I feel like your person is like in a deeply contemplative state right now. They're really just trying to like think this through, but they're thinking about taking action. Like they're thinking how to take action or something like that. And before, when I got the High Priestess, and I was like, oh my God, it was because, okay, like, you know, the Empress and the Emperor, like the couple, like the married couple, the deck with the Magician and the High Priestess are like also like a couple. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 major arcanas like all here. That's like kind of crazy to me. It goes 1, 3, 4, 2. I feel like your person is like trying to figure out how to, it's like, I feel like they wish they were almost like farther ahead than they were. I feel like that's kind of what this fighting energy is, because I feel like they almost want to just kind of like make this happen with you and kind of like not skip the work on themselves, but it's like they wish they could rush whatever they're trying to like learn or do, or what was this Saturn card saying? The maturity that brings caution regarding limits imposed. It's like they wish that these limits were gone like quicker. Like they wish they could speed this up in a way. But anyway, so, okay, so their thoughts. We have peace and disruption. I mean, I feel like, again, it's like these two sides of themselves fighting with each other, where it's sometimes like a lot easier for them to just kind of stay in their little bubble, and for them to sort of actually move past the limits that I feel that they've imposed on themselves in some way is like very scary for them and difficult. I feel like, but I do feel like something about your energy is kind of providing them some sort of like motivation here to sort of get things moving with the Magician. I feel like they almost feel like they could do anything, or like anything is possible. It's like they have like some sort of feeling that it's like they had some sort of like maybe like epiphany that almost like they're better than they thought they were, or they could do anything. It's like they have these like moments of epiphany. This is what I'm trying to say. They have these moments of epiphany where it's like, oh, I could do anything, and it's like so easy and blah blah blah. But then they have these moments of like really strong, these disruptive thoughts, I would say. Yeah, this is, we're talking about their thoughts, where well, first of all, I feel like I feel like they're thinking that the thought of you is like a big distraction. That's what I would say. That's kind of what I'm getting here. I think that they're trying to kind of like stay centered and grounded in their own life, make things happen for themselves, like this whole like integrity thing we were talking about. But it's like, again, we had that song Doing It. It's like maybe like they just start thinking like really like about how like hot you are with the Empress. It's like that's somebody that's just like, it's just very pleasurable thoughts that kind of like disrupt their their own like whatever they got going on, whatever they're trying to work on here. It's like they're like, oh, I'm the Magician, I got this. But then you kind of come along, your energy, and sort of distract them a lot and disrupt them a lot. But again, I think that that's why they're kind of imposing some restrictions on themselves, because they're like, I kind of need to focus here. Like I got to keep like my eye on the prize. And like, not that you're like, they're like annoyed that they're like thinking about you all the time or something like that, but it's almost like they get so like overwhelmed by like, with the Tower, I mean, that's the Tower and the Empress. It's like they get overwhelmed about like how much they want you or something, I would say. Like, I mean, and it kind of like throws them off their game. So it's like they're actively trying to like separate the two, I would say, like separate you from, maybe almost like they'll be like, okay, like I can think about this person after like 10 o'clock once I get done everything I have to do. Does that make sense? They kind of try to detach from this like during the day, and then sort of like sink into this energy at night, which is interesting because I feel like that's kind of like the vibe I was getting for you guys. So it's like, I feel like, again, they're trying to get into that energy. Maybe not like, oh, I see that my person's in this energy, so now I want to be, but almost like that's what's going on here. Like that's what you're both kind of working on. I feel like you're like a little bit better at it. Maybe you've been at this a little bit longer. Maybe they like realize their feelings for you like after you realize your feelings for them, so like you've been working on trying to separate the two. Like the intensity of this connection with the Tower is definitely like something here. There's like an intensity, but there's also a peace here, and I think they're thinking how you it's like very interesting how like you can cause so much like emotional like turmoil, and not even in a bad way, like, you know, but just get things moving and swirling. Yeah, they're definitely somebody who compartmentalizes. I'm noticing this here. So maybe it's almost like your energy kind of comes in and like seeps into other parts. Like, does that make sense? And they're like, whoa, hey, like what's happening? And I think that really like surprised them. And it's almost like connecting like pieces of themselves together that have been like not working together. And so maybe their life has been almost kind of like a reflection of this very like disjointed, very like scattered, like no real like direction. And they're kind of trying to fix that now. And I feel like your energy is kind of serving as some sort of like connecting energy here to kind of meld all the different parts of themselves, which is actually super cute and cool and very interesting. Like, get it, Gemini. Moving over to their feelings, the only like cups card that I see is the Six of Cups, which is a very sweet and adorable card to have here. But and clearly there is like a sweet, innocent love here. But there's also a desire, like a feeling that they have that they want to like step up for you. There is a feeling like we had this red and white rose card, and that vitality, that kundalini energy. Maybe you did sort of like activate their kundalini, because that is what like kundalini energy like rises up, connects all your chakras together like by like an energetic, I guess, cord. I don't know what you would call it, but like you know, it moves through all your chakras and it sort of balances everything out and like clears out what needs to be cleared out. I feel like you could have had an effect like that on this person. I mean, this could obviously be like a twin flame situation. That's what it fucking sounds like to me. We have the Emperor and the Empress here, and the High Priestess and the Magician, kind of signifying like, again, your grounded on earth connection, which is what this card was talking about, and your spiritual connection, and kind of like the blending of the two. Maybe, you know, you've been in separation, you're clearly, this is a no contact situation, and you've been not really able to maybe be together in the physical, but like your spiritual connection has flourished, and that's maybe where all this intensity is coming from. And they're sort of wanting, again, to maybe like be with you in a physical way. So they have all these sweet emotions for you, but it's like they also want to like step up for you. Again, like they feel almost like so good. They feel like the almost like the two of you could like, I don't know if it's like that the two of you could do things together, but it's almost like their feelings for you like provide such a motivation that it's almost like they start believing in themselves. They feel like they could do anything. I feel like I was kind of getting into that over there a little bit, but almost like that they could be a success, and that they want to be a success for you. It's like you almost like you're motivating them in a way. You're providing some sort of like firepower energy that maybe, again, they were kind of like lacking. We have like Aries energy here with the Emperor, and we have, which is like ruled by Mars, and we have Mars energy here with the Tower. So it's almost like Mars also rules Scorpio. So I feel like they were kind of weighed down by like stuck and stagnant emotions. Like they weren't in touch with their emotions. They were kind of just like this dark cesspool, like buried deep down, that they never looked at. And I feel like you kind of came along and like brought it to the forefront, and they were able to get rid of some of that stagnant energy. And now there's like, because all like the stagnant water is gone, it's like this fire can flourish. You know, they're kind of like more in the masculine side of that Mars energy, which Mars is a masculine energy, don't get me wrong. But when I'm thinking about it coming through in like a water sign like Scorpio, it kind of like softens the Mars energy, like the water dampens the Mars energy, and now it's almost like flourishing again. It's with this Imagine energy that's more of like an airy energy, and we have the Ace of Swords here. So it's like there's like they're thinking differently, and it's like allowing, like it's like air like allows fire to grow, you know. And it's like they got rid of all that stagnant energy, sort of like connected different parts of themselves, and now they're seeing the benefit of like they're seeing the benefit of the feelings that they have for you, because it's almost like it makes them want to be a better person, but it makes them also want to be super sweet and giving, and like brings out like a softer side, but also like a tougher side. Like if that's what they like, I think, like about you the most, is that you like make them feel like ooey gooey and sweet, but you make them want to like step it up and provide like a fire for them. And I think they really like enjoy that. And then moving over to their intentions, again, we have yang energy, solar plexus. It's like they're really like stepping into their power here, or they want to very much so. And they're trying to do that. Again, I feel like it is taking a little bit longer than they would have liked. I feel like though they've spent a lot of time in this high priestess energy, like thinking and planning and maybe even worrying and idealizing and things like that. But it's like they're stepping into this Knight of Pentacles energy, which is albeit like a slow energy, but it is moving forward. It's fire and earth here. Again, which I know aren't really like super compatible like elements, like technically like fire and air, and then water and earth go together. But I think fire and air, like I was saying it over here, wasn't I saying that? Oh no, that was fire and air. Sorry, no, fire and earth we're at. Oh, sorry, I got excited. But anyway, also I'm noticing we have 3 number 1s, but anyway, so like fire and earth, I mean, I feel like that is like earth energy can be slow moving. It's like you need that fire to get it moving. And I feel like you sort of like provide that for your person, just because of like the way that they like feel about you. It's like a very fiery sort of an energy, a desirous sort of an energy. And it's kind of like, getting them moving again. I love this. And I don't really feel like there's much to say about that. I mean, I feel like their intentions are to sort of move towards you, but I also feel like they are a little bit self-focused. I'm also noticing 1, 2, 3. So they want to like take things maybe step by step with you. They want to show up for you in a dependable way. I feel like they also want to make the first move. They want to proceed cautiously with this limits imposed and things like that. It's like they're trying to apply this principle, I feel like, to like multiple areas of their life, take things step by step. Like make a move, think about it, and then like sort of double down, decide if you're gonna, like, I feel like they're like double down, decide if you're gonna continue with this or maybe, try something new. It's like they're kind of like excited about trying new things. Like I feel like they've been in the dark for a while, like with this whole like tower energy, like I was saying with the stagnant water. It's like things are moving again, and they want to like, especially like inside of them, and it's like now they want to have this like things moving on the outside. And I think they're not even trying to figure out how to do that, but they're kind of trying to figure out like, okay, like how do I take this step? Like, should I just like try this, like blah blah blah? But it's a more positive, it's not really a worrying energy. It's like a, ooh, what should I do? Like da 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 da, like da da da, like weighing your options. Like it feels more productive. It doesn't feel like hindering. So I think that's really good. All right, let's see what their higher self would say. Why is that? Oh, sorry. Okay, it was like flipped wrong. Let's see. What's going on? What would Gemini's person's higher self want to say to Gemini right now? This is just a message from their higher self. Today, caring for my energy is my first priority. Again, they're like restricting themselves because they know that they're prioritizing certain things in their life. And they know that they sort of have to get right, and that is where I think this restriction energy is coming from. It's almost like, how can I expect Gemini to take me seriously if I don't even take myself seriously? Like I have to start taking myself seriously if I want someone else to. And not even just you. I mean, they could maybe feel like that about other areas of their life as well, at the workplace or whatever, their family, whatever it is, their friends, I don't know. But I am allowed to say no. Okay. And I don't think this necessarily, again, means like they want to say no to you or anything like that. But maybe it's just like with the Emperor, it's coming over this part with the Emperor, and it's like they're trying to really like get into their own power, focus less on how others feel about you, focus on how you feel about yourself, build that integrity. There's like one of my oracle decks that says like, I don't say yes unless it's a holy hell yes. Like, it's like maybe there's somebody that sort of like goes along to get along, and they're trying to like get in like a tougher energy for themselves here. All right. When my dreams feel scary, it means I am on the right path. Yeah, but it's like, I think their dreams do feel scary, but they're like, I have to just keep putting one foot in front of the other if I want things to change. Like I can't stop. I have to keep going. I feel like they're there's this sort of like rejuvenation in their soul right now. And then we have, I align everything I need in life simply by being me. And this is beautiful. I feel like they're kind of getting to the heart of like who they are and what they want, maybe for the first time in a long time, because like I said, I feel like they were very disjointed and disconnected from different parts of themselves, and they're sort of like, there's like a knitting together of those different parts that they're kind of seeing themselves maybe as a whole for the first time, like the good and the bad, you know, everyone has it. Maybe they're just sort of like, I don't know, like recognizing the fact that, you know, this is me, like I know that I try my best, and like maybe they're like checking their own intentions here, like yeah, maybe I did fuck up, I made a mistake this time, but what was I really trying to do? Like there's something like that where they're like giving themselves a break, if is what I'm saying, and they're kind of recognizing the integrity that maybe they've always had, even if they've made some mistakes and kind of fucked things up for themselves a little bit, especially in this connection. So let's see, what would Gemini's person most want to say to Gemini? That's like way too many. What would Gemini's person most want to say? Okay, it says, I hear you so clearly sometimes. It's like you're actually here. And like I was saying, I feel like this is sort of like a twin flamey kind of a vibe here. Honestly, if you're in a no contact situation, let's be real, it's most likely what it is. Not always, but I mean, a lot of the dynamics I see sometimes are like reminiscent of that. Somehow you always know exactly what to say. I feel like I hear you so clearly sometimes. It's like, again, like I was saying, you guys have sort of like mastered this sort of spiritual connection that you have. This is way too many. And it's like, I think they're just kind of like throwing it out there, like, we're connected at the heart on such a soul level, and I feel like even energetically, maybe like you're always able to make them feel better, like even if they don't realize that that's what it is, their higher self does, you know. But I feel like it's almost like consciously, like I feel like this is their conscious self saying like you always make me feel better, you always soothe me. I feel like you have a very healing effect on your person here. We have, you're so amazing but so humble. Like I was saying, I do feel like they really admire you, and not even just admire you in a way of like, oh, you're great, you're very successful, and you're rich. It's like they admire you in like an inner way that is like with this humility energy, like you are amazing, but like you're such a good person. It's like almost like you're not walking around like you're the shit, like you know, you have integrity, and it's like they're kind of wanting to like, well, I feel like they almost are in that energy, but they don't believe in themselves, or in the past they haven't, but it's like they almost want to like, they like that about you, and maybe they want to like sort of follow suit or something. We have, you're so independent. When I come back, I'm coming back right. And I like that because it's like, well, when I come back. Oh, look, but there's that Kundalini energy kind of coming through again. I feel like it is sort of like really like knitting things together for them and providing clarity, because it's like, I know we could have such a great life together. I feel like, you know, when things were very like disjointed for them, they weren't able, like I was saying, to see the whole picture of things. It was almost like they were just seeing little snippets, and it wasn't like if you were like watching a movie and you only, like someone fast forwarded an hour and 10 minutes in, and you just saw like a 5-minute clip, and then they showed you like a not 5-minute clip, like a 1-minute clip, and then they showed you like from 25 minutes into the movie another 25-minute, or another sorry, 1-minute clip, like various parts throughout the movie, just like, you know, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 like little 30-second clips or something, and then they're like, okay, what is this movie about? And it was all out of order and stuff. It's like you would maybe be like, I have no fucking idea, or it would be a completely wrong synopsis of the movie because you only saw certain things. It's like that's maybe how they were, like their reflection was like distorted because they weren't really looking at the whole picture, and now they're sort of starting to do that. And it's like, I think it is bringing them peace here with the fucking peace card. Like, I mean, that's like pretty much clear as day there, and making them, now that they have the sort of like base of like even knowing who they are and what they want and things like that, and kind of seeing the whole picture of maybe why they act certain ways and things like that. It's like now they're able to have this foundation to sort of start building and doing and moving forward in their life. And I feel like that's something that they really needed. Okay, and we have, is what's in my head actual guidance or wishful thinking? You have such a healing effect on me. I feel like I said that. I don't know if I did, but I mean, I was definitely feeling it. And let's see what else. Oh my God, that fell on the floor. I love you. Very cute. And then look, meet me in the 5D and tell me your fears and doubts. This is clearly like someone that feels, I don't know if they are conscious of your spiritual connection or if it's just that like when they think about you, they just feel good and blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, maybe you're more conscious of it than they are, but I feel like they almost are. Like this is coming through, like I hear you clearly. You have a healing effect on me. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Is it what's in my head actual guidance or wishful thinking? Maybe sometimes they're like, am I just imagining this if they feel like you are so connected in that way? But they're definitely noticing it, and they definitely like, I love you. You're ending, what a great note to end on. I feel like they do care about you and that you've really served to like help change their life, and they're like will always be like grateful for that. And I feel like they want to give back to you, but they are kind of making sure they're in a good energy before they try to do that. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one, okay? Bye.